So I cannot believe I've owned this 2021 Tesla Model Y for a full year. I love this car so much, and I think it's the best car you could buy right now. So let me show you everything it's got and why I love it so much. So first of all, I really like the way this car looks. I chose black for a few reasons, just because black does not get old. You know, if you choose red, I think it looks very nice. However, you know, you may get tired of that color. It's definitely an emotional color. It was a little bit extra. I've really liked it. The white is kind of generic now. It used to actually be the most expensive one. Now that white is the basic one, you're gonna see a lot more white Teslas out there. And having black, in my opinion, looks really nice with that white interior. And I do like the way that they designed the car. It doesn't look too mean, but it also looks kind of inviting and futuristic at the same time. The headlights look very nice, and it's pretty badass. So I've truly loved this car so much. I think it looks amazing, and the funny thing about this is they actually don't make this car anymore. This is the 2021 Tesla Model Y Standard Edition, and they stopped making this back in, I want to say maybe April, because it didn't have enough range. And when I say it has enough range, it really does. 250 miles will get you anywhere you need to go, and the only reason why you need more if you're going on a road trip, right? So you wake up every day with a full battery every morning as long as you charge it, and you're good to go. You don't need to go fill up like you would a gas car. If you find yourself in a problem, like if you're low 20 miles and you can't get home, well, there's Tesla superchargers placed all across the world, so you can charge wherever you want. So even though this car is considered an SUV, it's definitely a smaller SUV, but you do not have to worry about space or you know, leg room at all. So let me just show you. I am 6'1", but I can fit so comfortably back here. This is exactly where I'd be driving. You know, when I'm up here, of course, once again, I'm 6'1", so I sit pretty far back. I am very comfortable back here. There's no problem. My legs aren't even near the seat. Of course, you got a little storage compartment back here, as well as in the other seat. But anywhere in these back seats, you should be comfortable, unless, you know, you're any taller than like 6'5" or something. Even sitting in the middle seat right here is actually awesome, because there's no hump in the middle, where most cars would have that hump for the drivetrain, but there's just the battery right underneath, and it makes the middle seat actually pretty comfortable. So I'm so glad I chose white interior. I think it looks stunning from the outside and the inside. The black on black would have been nice. However, I hated that fake wood piece at the front. If you look at a Model 3 or a Model Y, you know, that black interior has that front fake wood piece I did not like. For an extra $1,000, have these white seats that look amazing. They are the whitest white I've ever seen, pure whites, and you can get them pretty dirty easily, so you need to be careful. And after a year, I have been very careful, so the seats look very nice, especially the rear seats. They stayed almost brand new looking. The driver's seat, you can notice some minor wear on it, which is fine. I think it looks amazing, and it's worth the extra $1,000. So one of my favorite features about this car is actually when you're driving and you can look up, it's straight glass, so especially at the middle of the night, you can see all the stars and everything. It is so beautiful. Or just on a nice sunny day, you know, you look up and you see the nice blue sky. If you were worried about this glass breaking, I promise it won't. It's rated for 2 elephants to stand on top of this thing before it'll even crack. It's actually better than aluminum, because aluminum will just crumple because it's so soft. But this glass is very sturdy, and it even has a nice UV protection film, so you don't have to worry about the sun when you're driving. You know, because it is all glass, so you don't have to worry about that, which is great. And let me show you all the different things and all the different places you can store stuff. There is all of this flat space right here, and even if you want to, you can use the powered push down seats, and I can easily lay all the way through. I'm 6'1", I can comfortably lay all the way back here. With this trunk space right here is actually a special little compartment. You could put all of your groceries up in here. I have a book bag right here, my camera bag, and you could fit so much more stuff. These little side cubbies, I've put a little basketball over here, so there is so much space. This is a frunk. I don't know if you've ever seen this before, but you can go through the app and open up the frunk itself. Right here, there's a lot of space. I've used this personally, you know, if I'm going to pick up like a Papa John's pizza or something, I'll put it in here, take it home, and it is awesome, so I don't have to worry about, you know, possibly spilling pizza in my car. You can even use this as a cooler, which I'm planning on doing. I'm gonna make a video pretty soon. Put ice all in here, drinks and stuff, and go deliver some drinks to some friends. But I have absolutely loved having this little front space, because you can put, you know, anything that you think could possibly spill, you know, something that smells bad, or whatever you want to put up here. So I did forget to mention the actual center console right here. So it's a pretty big compartment, and it comes with this shelf looking thing. So you just slide in here and keep, you know, quick storage right here. There's also a main little center piece right here. This is a 2021 model, but this is one of the last ones that have this old center console. The new ones have a different, I think, carbon fiber looking, and so it doesn't get these fingerprints, because it will get fingerprints very easily. But this is one of the last 2021 models with the old centered console. So it reaches pretty far in here. You can fit a lot of stuff, and there, of course, there's a wireless charging pad right here. And when you lift this up, you can get even more storage up there as well. There's a USB port and a USB Type-C port too. So one of the things I've not liked about this car is actually there's no way to open up the glove box that's right here. So you actually have to go into the Tesla software and click the little glove box button, and it will open up the little glove box. There's okay amount, and they do include their little flash drive here, so you can take out all your security footage, your Sentry mode footage, and maybe even install a funny horn or whatever you want. Close it up. There you go. So you could talk about the exterior, all the cool features that this car has, but really when it comes down to it, it's all about how this car drives, right? So the great analogy that I think fits this car, it's a very, very fast golf cart. So when you push on the accelerator, it just goes. This has a 5.10 to 60, and I've actually gotten faster than that. I did a 4.70 to 60, which is awesome. And I love the way this car drives. It's amazing. You can compare it kind of like a BMW, honestly. They're pretty similar. They drive, it has very nice and tight steering. You can actually go through the settings and choose the way you want to drive. So you can choose if you want to be in chill mode, if you want to be in sport, you know, comfort, where it'll like be very loose on the steering. Sport, I keep it in. And of course, there's so many different features you can go through and just change. Now, another thing people don't realize is when you actually if you have it on the full hold mode, is when you actually take off your foot off the accelerator, it actually starts to slow down. And I'll show you that right here. So when I take my foot off the accelerator, I'm not braking, but I am slowing down, and that's because of that regenerative braking, right? And by far, the best feature of this Tesla is the autopilot. So a lot of people do know that Teslas drive themselves, and I will like to say, do not buy the full self-driving. As of right now, it is not worth it. There's not enough features. It's pretty much the same as the standard autopilot that comes with every single new Tesla. And the only thing you get is actual stopping at stoplights and red lights and lane changes. That's all you get with the full self-driving as of right now. That's the end of 2021. But they are coming out with full like turns and all that stuff later on. Another thing about this car is you will barely use the brake because of that regenerative braking. So the only time you really have to use the brake is, of course, if somebody's stopping heavily in front of you, or maybe you're going a little too fast, or whatever it is, right? But most of the time you don't actually have to use the brake. That regenerative braking will stop for you. So I didn't touch the brake at all, right? And look, it slowed me down perfectly. I stopped way before the line, and it just takes maybe a couple days to figure out, you know, how the regenerative braking works. And it's kind of weird going from a gas car to an electric, or at least a Tesla. It does go very fast. It has a top speed of 132 miles per hour, which is plenty fast, and you probably should never be going at that speed on normal roads, except for maybe if you're in a closed track or something. But other than that, this car it drives great. To engage the autopilot, right, this is the best feature of this car. Double tap on that stalk and then touch you can adjust your speed, but since I'm on a normal road and not a highway, you can only go 5 miles over the speed limit, right? Autopilot is much better than how they advertise. They advertise that it's only going to work on highways. Well, really, it'll work on any street pretty much, as long as it has, you know, decent lines in the middle and you know, a speed limit sign. It'll only go 5 miles per hour though on those roads. Now, a lot of the major roads, it'll let you go however fast you want, but it's really great, honestly. Like, it just takes all the load off of you, so when you can kind of enjoy your ride. You can kind of look around for your scenery and stuff and not have to worry too much about the traffic and everything. As you can see, it handles this tight turn very nicely. Now every once in a while you do have to actually, you know, tell the car that's there just by giving it the steering wheel a little shake, or like turning up the volume or whatever, which I need to turn off so I don't get copyrighted. But there is an actual stop sign up here. It will show that there's a stop sign and where the line is, and if you paid the extra $200 a month, it would actually stop for you. I tried it for 1 month and I found out that it's not worth it, like I just told you. The navigation in this car is great. It knows all the places. It's connected to Google Maps, I believe. It should be, at least. And it has all the places. It routes you the quickest route. And if you're low on battery, it'll even route you to the superchargers that you need to go. Or if you're on a road trip, right? Say you want to take a road trip down to Miami. Well, of course, you're probably not going to have enough range to get all the way down there. So it'll route you to the nearest superchargers on the way. So you stop and you stop for maybe 15 minutes, right? And then you can keep on going. But when you stop, most of the time they place these superchargers in locations that have a bunch of stuff around it. You can either go shop, go eat. Most of the time, you know, I found myself really enjoying the stop, actually, and finding it something, you know, because you always stop anyways for food or whatever, but it doesn't take that long. It just allows you to kind of chill for a few minutes and discover new little places, new little towns that you otherwise wouldn't see or, you know, find. But I'm going on this pretty heavy road, so you can see how the autopilot does with traffic. It does pretty good, I must say. You can see the car up on the screen up there, and the one that's coming up to the right of us, right? You can see it kind of come up and pass, which is really cool. And I don't know why the navigation hasn't been following us. There we go. So there's some funny things that Elon Musk put into this car, into the little toy box, and there's some cool things, like you can make anybody in your car fart, right? So the back seat, whatever, you can do it on turn signals, which is very funny. Sometimes I like pranking my friends or whatever if they come into the car. There's Mars. You can turn your map into Mars, and then you're a little rover, which is kind of funny. Then you got Santa, which I really love too. So that is really cool. I'm turning off this Mars feature, and then Rainbow Road, of course. 3, 4. Look what it does. It turns on Rainbow Road. Another thing about the Model 3 and the Model Y is you don't actually have a car key. You have a little hotel-looking key and your phone, but I find that I'm always having my phone on with me anyways, so I don't have to worry about, you know, having a key. I just walk right up, get in, and don't have to worry about a thing. The car is already on, or there's no start and stop, so you just, you know, put it in drive and go. Also, when you get out of your car, it automatically locks, and when you just walk away, it'll lock for you, and you don't have to worry about a thing. This car actually only gets better with time. So Tesla will send out over-the-air software updates that makes your car even better than it already is. So it adds new features, almost like you would update your phone, right? You update your phone every once in a while, but you just go into the app, install the update, it'll do it overnight, and you wake up the next morning with brand new features, something like Disney Plus that was just added recently, or the ability to live view your cameras through the app, which is really cool. So that is something awesome. They probably have updates at least once a month, maybe even twice a month sometimes, but it just makes your car even better than it already is. So over time, your car gets better.